So basically a tree is comprised of three things, right? There's a trunk, there's branches, and there's groupings of leaves. So when you're drawing your trees, you compose them based on species or the forms they are. You compose all those elements together. So there's like forms of trees that are columnar, which are ones that go straight up and they look like columns. There's fastigiate trees, which have a different form than columnar. And then along with fastigiate, there's ornamentals, which are smaller in stature. So basically, what I do when I do a tree is I'll draw a line straight down, and then I'll sketch in the basic form that that tree might take on. And then I start drawing branches, right? And then I'll do groupings of leaves, right? I know you can't, but I can. So now I've got this tree that takes on a form something like this. Right. So now I'm going to ink it in. I'm going to start by drawing a line like that. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to switch pens to something thinner and start drawing actual branches in. Okay, so once I have all my branches roughed in, I'm going to start drawing the leaves. And I'm going to start by just doing kind of an M's and W type pattern. We have some birds in the background outside helping us out with this. All right. All right. So I've got this in. I'm going to add just a little bit more texture in this along the bottom edge. And I'm going to sketch in some little texture shadow lines. And this is only one of many different ways that I typically draw trees. Now I'm going to take my heavy pen. I'm going to kind of shadow in those dark areas. And I may add some stipples. And some little texture on the trunk, some whoop-de-doos on the trunk. Kind of draw the ground in there. Next I'll render it. Then I'll select a color palette. So this time I'm going to start off with basically my primary colors that I like to use. I'm going to start off with my blue, just to be different and throw you off after you got comfortable with one way of doing it. And then I'm going to work the pink in. Then I'll come in with the green. Then I'm going to come in with the second green. And then I'm going to come in with the darkest green. Then I'm going to take that medium green, build that up a little bit more. Maybe touch on some of those top edges. I'm going to take the dark green with the firm edge and really kind of work in those shadow zones a lot more. Maybe add a few little stipples of those in there. Even out and about. Along the edge. And we'll let that sit a minute. So set up a palette of blues, pinks, and oranges. First I'm going to start with the blue. And I've kind of sketched in